Hello everyone, I'm Donna with Above the Norm Cruise and Travel. I'm here today to talk about our sailing on Adventure of the Seas. We took this ship in May during Memorial Day weekend. I'd like to tell you my opinion on the ship. The embarkation, number one question would be, how smooth was the check-in process? Very smooth. We went through the scanners and then the checkout point. They sent us a notice saying that we had an express pass, that they were giving them out, and we got a notification. We just walked right on. They scanned our passports. We had no waiting at all. Our original check-in time was 1, but we got there probably about 11 and just walked right on in. Very smooth. We didn't have any delays. There was no long port lines. On a rating from 1 to 10, I would give it an 8. But this has by far been one of the fastest embarkation experiences. The debarkation. Was it organized? I think yes. We got our luggage tags, and we do let them carry our luggage off, then we go pick it up in the terminal. Process was relatively easy. When they called our time slot, we may have even gone before that. But we just walked right off the ship, not a problem. Were the announcements clear? Yes, we could hear them call our time. And actually we went and had breakfast before. Had no problem whatsoever. We ate in the main dining room. On a rating 1 to 10, I would give that also an 8. Do you prefer express walk-off or waiting for the number to be called? The number to be called is fine. There have been times when we've gone on a ship where we've had to wait, but we've opted for a later time to leave because we wanted to enjoy the ship. So the ship overview. Was the ship clean and well maintained? The Adventures of the Sea is an older ship. It was refurbished. Looked to be maintained. The room was a little lagging. There's some things that probably need some attention to. The deck chairs look like they've been well used. As far as the overview of the ship, did the size and layout work for us? The reason why we picked the ship is we hadn't been on Royal Caribbean in 2 years, and we usually go on Celebrity, and this happened to fit the criteria. It had a Royal Promenade, which we were on the Mariner of the Seas and really enjoyed the Royal Promenade, the Cafe Promenade and pizza. We loved that vibe, and so that's why I chose this ship. So I like that, but it was very crowded at times because of various activities. The sail away was so crowded. We went back and enjoyed it from our balcony. They had to bring it inside because it started to rain. The ship does need some TLC. If I was giving that a rate from 1 to 10, I'd probably give it a 6. Do you prefer mid-size or mega ships? We have not been on a mega ship. Now I'm thinking that's what, 7,000 people? No. I think the largest we've been on probably was about 4,500, and it was crowded. And I think that was on the Norwegian Getaway. We decided to get the dining package on this ship, and they dropped the price to the halfway mark, and I'm like, okay, well, let's try it. So we ate at Chop's Grill, Giovanni's, Azumi's, and Johnny Rockets. And we went to the main dining room one time, and we ate at the Windjammer one time. I must say that we had a great experience with every specialty restaurant that we went on. We put out a video on that, and I would urge everyone to watch it because it was a great surprise to us too. We've done specialty restaurants, but not a whole package for the whole cruise. The unlimited dining. It was more than enough food. It was worth it to us because I added it up in well over $300+ if we just ate at the regular prices. The food at Chop's Grill, the steaks, they came out wonderful. I never had a problem with my steak. I like it medium rare. They treated us like family. Giovanni's was awesome. Every pasta dish was just great. Azumi's, even though it did not have the hibachi, it was sushi only. I love sushi. Mark does not like it, but they did have teriyaki bowl for him, and I really enjoyed the sushi. Johnny Rockets, Who doesn't like loaded French fries, onion rings, and bacon cheeseburgers? On a rating 1 to 10 for that value and that venue, I would definitely give it a 10. What's your favorite specialty restaurant at sea? On this particular ship, I would have to say Giovanni's. I love pasta, and they had everything that you wanted, and the bread kept flowing. Chops was pretty good too, because we eat a lot of steak. That's a draw. Bars and lounges. We went to the Schooner Bar one time. We love doing trivia. Anytime they have trivia, I want to go and participate. We've always had fun doing that. It just wasn't the same this time, and the bars were very crowded. I believe that the ship was at maximum capacity. The champagne bar, we sat there one time. How was the drink service overall? They're always very attentive. First day it's a little hectic trying to get on 12 at their bar, at the poolside bar. On a rating 1 to 10, maybe a 6. Entertainment and activities. How were the shows? The ice show, live music, trivia. Shows were awesome. I will give a standing ovation for their crew on the shows. There was 3 of them. They were awesome, worked very hard. The voices were outstanding. I thoroughly enjoyed the shows. Ice show, it was great. Live music, I just didn't see a lot of live music. Pool deck, there was live music. The Imperial Club, they had other types of shows. Karaoke was crowded. Trivia, they didn't have a lot of trivia, which I was quite disappointed. Was there enough variety and fun? The answer to that for me and Mark, who are technically seniors, the answer is no. This is the one area that I was very disappointed in, the lack of things to do for seniors. This ship was geared toward teenagers or young kids. The pool deck was slam packed. If you don't mind a lot of kids around, this may be the ship for you. We were in the solarium. Pool was slammed packed because it's a smaller pool. On this rating, I'm gonna have to give this a 3. Do you usually attend cruise shows or skip them? And I usually go to all the cruise shows. Just did not see a lot for seniors there. Our stateroom. Comfort, the space, the balcony, and sleep quality. It's an older ship, some tweaks they need to do. Big issue was the bed. The sleep quality, 0. We were in room 6232. The room location, I wasn't sure about that. We got a guaranteed balcony. When you do that, they pick it for you. This tended to be on the forward part of the ship, which we always heard on the forward part can be a little bit more wavy, bouncing back and forth. This occasion, we did not have any problem bouncing around in the cabin. Captain was doing a great job. I liked this room because it was by the elevators, by the stairs. It's just easy access. Interior, ocean view, or balcony. Now, we've only sailed on balconies. It gives us that little extra space. On the room rating from 1 to 10, I'll give it a 7. Sea days. How relaxing or busy were sea days? We were filming a lot. Our first time filming. It takes a lot to film every aspect of your life and to go around the ship. We enjoyed it. Did we find enough to do on board? No, this was more for families. On a rating 1 to 10, I'd probably give it a 5. Let me retract, because one of the days they had a memorial service and I did film that and it was wonderful. The cruise director, she did an awesome job honoring our veterans. They had cake in the promenade. I'll retract that and give it a 7. How do you spend your sea days? Relaxing or staying active? Usually we like to go by the pool and just hang out. There wasn't a lot of room. So what do? We eat. Shore excursion. Grand Cayman, we didn't book an excursion. We just took the bus and right to the beach and hung out on the beach. And there's a little bar there, got something to eat. It was really nice. That's what we like to do on Grand Cayman. The water is so beautiful. We did this time get chairs with the umbrella. It was $25. We were up at this little restaurant bar hanging out. Falmouth, we went to Chuka Outpost. It was like going through the woods. It was okay. They had this pool with the waterfall, which was really beautiful. It just needed a little TLC. I met some wonderful people there and interviewed a couple of people. We did have a good time. Will we book the same excursion again? No. As far as relaxation, it was pretty good. We did enjoy CocoCay. You could just stay there for a couple of days, be happy. Walking around the island, there is so much to do. We didn't get to go everywhere. We do have a tram that just takes you around. Made it so big that it doesn't seem so crowded. I would definitely book another cruise if we were going back to CocoCay. Rating 1 to 10. Falmouth, I'd probably give it a 4. For CocoCay, I'd probably give it an 8. What's your favorite cruise port ever? We're getting ready to go back to St. Lucia. We love St. Lucia and St. Kitts. We do like Puerto Rico because it's so accessible. You get out and you walk around. Service and staff. How was the service overall? Waiters, room stewards, etc. Always wonderful. Very attentive. Give that a high mark. Any standout crew members, just the waiters in the especially restaurant, they were funny. A rating 1 to 10, I'd probably give that a 7. Have you ever had a crew member make your cruise unforgettable? And the answer is yes. I believe we were on the Mariner of the Seas. He knew exactly what Mark and I wanted. The service and the staff, I will definitely give them a 9. They went out their way to make this a great cruise. Value for money. Was the cruise worth what we paid? I like to get a deal. Who doesn't like a deal? Price did drop on this. Was it worth what we paid for? Yes and no. Dining room and entertainment justify the cost? No. So we kind of booked this 3 weeks out. The price dropped. Royal Caribbean is a little bit more expensive than some of the other cruise lines. I wanted to give it one more try. On the money value, I'd probably say about a 7. I believe we did get a deal. I would have liked a better deal. What makes a cruise worth it to you? I think a lot of it is food, definitely. We love the food. So if we get good food, we're all in. Even when we go and hang out with friends or if we meet people, shows, the experiences like dancing and I always enjoy that, and different venues like that, different bands. Final verdict, would we cruise Adventures of the Seas again? My answer is no. Pretty good ship. The ship is best suited for families of young kids, teenagers. Now, if I was a grandparent and I was going on there with my children, grandchildren, yes, I would probably do that, but we're not at that stage yet. When we're looking at other ships, we are looking at that. I wanted to go on the Utopia and the bigger ships, but I just don't know if I want to be with that much people at this point. So we tend to do Celebrity in Holland America. It suits us better, and we might even do a river cruise. Rating on a 1 to 10. Now I'm just speaking for myself as a senior person. I would give it a 5. There are many more opportunities in other ships that we haven't discovered. We've been on Celebrity, Holland America, Royal Caribbean, Princess, and Norwegian. So we've been on 5 lines. We tend to stick with Celebrity, but Celebrity seems to be our choice, even though we may have to pay for more. And I've been on Carnival too. Well, I hope that you've liked this video. We're trying to get our subscribers up, so if you could please subscribe to our channel, it would be greatly appreciated. I've enjoyed this time and hope to see you again on our next cruise. Bon voyage. Bye-bye.